Hi, I'm Cal. I live in New Mexico, and I've got some insights to share with you about the chart of the United States of America, which isn't in 1776. It's September 17th, 1787, about 3:30 in the afternoon, the more we can figure out. We call it the social contract chart or the We the People chart because that's when the Constitution was established and sent off to be ratified. The people that started the rules on mundane astrology stated that a contract was the best way to determine when something started. This was a contract. 1776 was just what they called July 4th. It actually happened on July 2nd. It was what they call a broadside. They got their opinion out there. If the guys had just gone home and got drunk, nothing would ever happen. There'd never been a country. So it's important to understand that as we get started. And all we're going to talk about today is the Pluto rising in the United States We the People chart and the departing Neptune opposed the United States Sun in Virgo at 24 degrees Virgo, and Neptune has been doing a dance back and forth trying to eviscerate the Constitution. That's what it's about. You know, it's about eviscerating the rule of law. And Pluto just started to reach Aquarius, and now it's backed up into Capricorn. This is the final stand of the people that don't love democracy. It's the last hurrah of the people that hate free choice. It's the last hurrah of the people that want their opinion of who and what God is to be our opinion. And basically, they don't have any respect for the rest of us because they want to tell us how to live. And we're Americans. Americans, generally, I didn't think Americans like to be told how to live. We just want to be left alone. Admirable. That's what freedom is to me. It isn't going after trans kids and all this garbage. But Pluto now is backed up. We're not sure exactly. We're not sure exactly where the ascendant is. Probably 3:34 in the afternoon, because then had 12 hours of daylight along the 17th. It's almost the equinox. So I would say they were probably finishing up so they could go drink their beer and get ready. You know, there wasn't artificial light then. So probably 3:30 was when things wrapped up and it was sent off to be, ratified. So Pluto probably somewhere, the ascendant probably somewhere 7-8 degrees. And Pluto's like what, 14 degrees in the natal chart of the We the People chart. And there just is so much happening behind the scenes. Pluto's been in the 12th for about 20 years. Pluto joined Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn, and it was like reliving the Spanish flu, which actually started at Fort Riley, Kansas. Wiped out millions of people, much more than COVID. But as Pluto We will know when Pluto reaches the ascendant of the United States, because things are going to happen like you can't believe. All the corruption and evil is going to be exposed, and we're going to start going on a different way. It just has to happen. It will happen. So it's important to know that. It's also important to know that as Pluto comes in the first house of the Constitution, it's going to be looked at again. But this time, not by the powers, the elites, the people on top, Capricornians. It's going to be looked at by the Aquarians in society, the more liberal, the kids coming in, because their souls aren't going to be soiled with all this crapola, okay? The kids in the next 30 years are going to be born with Pluto in Aquarius and then Pisces. It's going to make a hell of a difference. Just in the evolution of the type of souls coming in. Because it's all about soul evolution. It's about the evolution of our country, and are we going to reach to the light? Okay? And I think we will reach to the light. You know, St. John said God is light and in him there is no darkness at all. Well, look at the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. He's got a lantern in his hand. He's coming to dispense the light. The light has nothing to do with incipient fascism or getting the people to believe this crazy, narrow ideation of Christianity that's being sent to us right now. I'm a Christian. I don't believe most of this stuff. The stuff they're trying to tell me about what Christians believe? No, I don't think so. So we can kind of look at the chart in a different way of God's energies coming into this country. God's energies coming into the soul of this country. It's going to happen over the next 20 to 30 years. I won't be around, folks. I'll be 100. I'm not going to live to be 100. But I would certainly like to reincarnate here because I love this damn country for all its warts and faults. The fact that I pay $600 a month for health insurance, blah, blah, blah. I still love this country. And most of us do. And I guess in that way, I'm unapologetic liberal. So we're going to stop this right now and then go into analyzing Neptune. Because I think Neptune is it's the boogeyman in all of this. Pluto is going to come in and wipe out the past. Okay? And there are people now that are trying to wipe out the past. They don't want us to know about racism or anything. And you know, because they just want a national amnesia where, you know where it ends up? A national amnesia ends up in throwing kids, excuse me, out of airplanes over the South Atlantic like they did in Argentina. That's where it ends. And if we love God and love ourselves and understand that the entire being of this country is to allow people to be perfected. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. You know, and there's a line in there about my soul perfect. You know, there's just so much this country can be that it's not. And I'd like to see it in 150 years. And Pluto's going to wipe away a lot of stuff, but it's all cyclic. So the challenges are down the road because it's tick-tock, I'm a clock. And Pluto's just going to go through this We the People chart. But everybody's over here looking at the United States independence chart. They don't even know what day it was. Was it the 2nd? Was it the 3rd? Was it the 4th? So we can see our changes as a country. by looking at the We the People chart, because it reflects our contract with the people that we've hired to run things. And right now, the people we've hired to run things have run amok. You know, when Jesus went into the temple and took a scourge of canes or whatever and chased the money changers out of the temple, okay? Well, we got the same situation here in our secular democracy. The money changers are in the temple and they have no intention of being evicted. If they have to stop the rest of us from voting, if they have to make us vote in huge lines, if they have to punish the poor, whatever it is, they'll do it. But when Pluto comes into Aquarius, the entire vibration is going to change. It's going to get better. It's going to fire up more compassion. The light bearer cometh, the water bearer cometh. It says in the Bible he comes in as a thief in the night. He certainly does. And Pluto will come as a thief in the night, and one day kids will wake up and it'll be a different generation and world here. Okay? Right now, things just seem to be lost, but they're really not. Because God and the cosmos is evolving. This chart's going around and around. So I think my talk about Pluto was over. And we're going to go on now. I'm going to close this out. We're going to talk about Neptune.